Yes, Alisha after.
Okay, this kind of hurts the face. I'm going to stop doing this now.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and everything in between. Welcome back to Respect the Rings broadcast and watch along for NWA Shockwave and Impact Wrestling. I am your lovely host, Andrew Samru, always accompanied by our ever awesome guy who's covered everything in the last couple of days while I was gone and dead with a bad throat, Chris Carradine. Thank you
Hello.
so much for entertaining the crowd, Chris. I am so sorry I've been away, but I'm back.
We're a team. We work as a team.
Indeed. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
I need to get me a MasterCard.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. But I digress. Today is our broadcast for NWA Shockwave as well as Impact Wrestling. Those of you who remember NWA Shockwave shows on YouTube every Tuesdays. I believe it's 6 to 6:30 EST. There's always a premiere option for YouTube. So if you ever get the chance, be sure to check it out. If you're on their Patreon, you get to see it on Monday instead. Might be a little bit of an attention to actually watch and subscribe to their Patreon. But we also know that Impact happens right after, for my end at least, it's 8 PM EST, which shows up on their Twitch every time. If you have Access TV, you can also watch it there as well. That being said, I know we mentioned that NWA Shockwave shows up a little bit early. Unfortunately, none of us happen to be home to cover it immediately as it shows. I do apologize to the lovely crowd, but we do want to give it the respect that it deserves. Caleb mentions there are no Yankees fans here. No, there is not, but you get me and Chris instead, which I think is a win-win, don't you think? I think so.
Rangers, baby.
He's a Rangers fan, so, you know.
I'm a proud fan of this terrible team.
And we are so sorry for that. But besides the point, Chris, what say you? Let's jump into the NWA Shockwave recap to get it going.
Bro, let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's so hard to kind of guesstimate the timing when we can actually watch it live. But we're still here to cover it.
Yeah, and we have a ways to go with this one, following a pretty explosive episode last week. Capped off by the amazing Thunder Rosa versus Priscilla Kelly match. I think a lot of people are kind of complimenting it as one of the better, if not one of the match of the year contenders. As I see, Tenacity going Phillies. Hold that thought. We're going to discuss that a little bit later. But let's jump into it. NWA Shockwave opened up with Allison K, AK-47 herself, versus the submission expert, Nicole Savoy. Before I get into that, I should probably apologize if my voice seems to cut out. Still kind of recovering from Saturday, but I didn't want to miss any more time, you know? Besides that point, Allison K and Nicole Savoy did have title match implications following, as we mentioned before, NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa winning against Priscilla Kelly. Now, like I mentioned before numerous times, NWA Shockwave is an amalgamation of prior matches, so none of these matches are necessarily chronologically in order or up to date. That being said,
I don't think any of them are.
No, they're really not. So, like, you'll see, as you saw last week's episode, Thunder Rosa did carry the NWA Women's Champion. At the time, she was considered the champion. As we all know, Serena Deeb is the current NWA Women's Champion, wrestling it in AEW at the time. So, at the time of this match, there were NWA World Women's Championship implications. Now, we all know Nicole Savoy to be the grappling expert between the two of them. Meanwhile, Allison K is the striking / well-rounded wrestler, if you will. Those of you who've seen her match at, I think it was Full Gear against Serena Deeb will know that she's very capable, not only of striking, but technical grappling, kind of gritty style, if you will. In this match, it was a little bit of a mix because Nicole Savoy was trying to get Allison K to play into her game, starting a little bit on the floor at some points, laying down and kind of inviting into a grapple. And Allison K kind of played into that game, where you saw a little bit more of a mix of striking, a little bit of a technical style, a little bit of the grappling, gritty style that kind of caters to the old school wrestling fan. And I know Chris loves the grappling style as well. He's someone who likes the technical aspect of it. But
Gotta love it.
you gotta love it. You gotta love it. But this is definitely one of those matches that if you're an old school wrestling fan, Allison Kay does cater to that style of wrestling as well. Nicole Savoy, she's more of a modern bring up style, but she does cater to that grappling style as well. So, I mean, if you're a fan of that old school style, definitely a match that you're going to want to see. Ultimately, the match ended with Allison Kay actually pitting Nicole Savoy with the rolling prawn hold, countering a grapple, bridging back and getting the 3 count. Now, that match ended rather quickly for my tastes. I felt like I could have gone with a little bit more, but I'm happy for that because it feels like it was a little bit of a teaser of what's to come. So I can't say I'm mad at that. Chris, what did you think?
I thought it was interesting that Savoy wanted to go into a grappling contest with Kay, thinking that maybe that was the only chance she had. I mean, Kay is well-rounded, but she prefers strikes. Savoy, I haven't seen too much of, but like you mentioned, she's a grappler, and she just got outclassed.
Yeah, I think so too. It was very close, and I kind of, like I said, I kind of wish that there was more, but I can't say I'm mad at what we got. Like, it left me wanting more by the end of it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. That being said, I'm just gonna roll right along. We got the next match, which was the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, or those of you who remember him back in the WWE ECW era as Elijah Burke, teaming with Sylvester Terkay, or even in TNA as D'Angelo De Niro, the Pope. He teamed up with the Powerhouse Watts, not Powerhouse Hobbs, Powerhouse Watts, teaming up against Zicky Dice, the NWA TV champion, and a mystery opponent, or a mystery partner for Zicky Dice, as it was teased. Later on, it was revealed, or rather, not even before the match begins, it was revealed to be Effie. Those of you who know Effie from Effie's Big Gay Brunch and all the fun wrestling independent shows that he promotes and stuffs, will know that he's a very unique wrestler, to say the least. But he can be a very technical wrestler as well. And when it comes down to it, Effie can deliver a very entertaining affair. Chris, what would you say about each of these competitors, or what are your thoughts on these competitors?
D'Angelo's the man. I'm not sure how much in-ring competition he's had recently. I haven't really followed him, but he used to be insane back in the. You mentioned the ECW days, and I mentioned before the show that there's a whole list of wrestlers I didn't really like back in the day that I now respect the hell out of, and he's one. I'm not too familiar with Watts.
Okay.
Not familiar with Effie.
Dice.
Like I just caught maybe a minute of their match, and
I gotcha.
interesting.
I gotcha.
Zicky Dice, not the biggest fan, but he's a champion for a reason.
Indeed. Now, I will say this match in itself was pretty unique in the fact that Zicky Dice and Effie, those of you who know their styles know that they're pretty contrasting. Effie, a little bit more of the unique kind of a throwback to the old Goldust days where he plays mind games with his opponents, but still manages to get the job done. And Zicky Dice is the rough rollover brawling style wrestler. So you'd expect this match to go a little bit more contrasting between the two. Meanwhile, we all know the Pope, very technical, very savvy in his wrestling style, and Watts, as we all know, was the powerhouse brawler between the two. So this was a match of very contrasting yet complementing styles. I can tell you right now, the first thing I thought when I saw this match was I did not expect Zicky and Effie to actually work together, and yet somehow they weirdly did. But that does not go to say that it didn't. What they tried to do in this match was they tried to work over Watts. However, Watts, being the powerhouse that he is, was able to kind of fell off a lot of times for both of them. You didn't really see moments where, well, there were moments where they had the advantage, but there were also moments where it didn't really work out because Watts was just too strong. So they weren't able to kind of hold him down per se. That kind of changed a little bit when they started targeting Watts' knee. And from there, they were able to ground the big man enough. They were able to stop his power based offense, and they started working him over a little bit until the Pope kind of got into the affair. And it kind of devolved a little bit. It turned into a little bit of a four-man affair where everyone was just kind of going on everywhere. Pope at one point ended up trying to make a pinfall, but he wasn't really the legal man. But ultimately, Pope did manage to get the win. I believe he managed to hit. I believe Dice was trying to like hold Pope for Effie to hit, and then Pope managed to move, and Effie kind of nailed Dice instead. And in the process, Effie got smacked with the Elijah Express because I don't think he actually named the Elijah Express after he transitioned into D'Angelo De Niro. Or if those of you can correct me in the comment section, will know exactly what that move was called. I know it's not the D'Angelo De Niro Express, but I could be wrong on that one. But he did hit it on Effie, won the match, so Watson Pope did ultimately win. However, the post-match promo had Dice attacking Pope from behind, and spat on him. Now, Watts did chase him off in the end. I know, it's so gross, especially in this climate with COVID going on. The last thing you ever want to do is spit on someone. You know what I mean? It's just gross, man.
Even character work and stuff like that, that's just disrespectful, man.
It totally is. It totally is. And that's what I love about it. It's a little bit of a throwback to the old times where, like, you spit on someone, it evokes that emotion.
Yeah.
But Watts did chase them both off in the end. And it would be wise to note that he was hobbling on one leg the whole time. So, like, yeah, it does sell that he was hurt throughout the whole match, but that might be something you want to look for the next time he kind of starts wrestling again, if more opponents start to take advantage of that one Achilles heel or that chink in the armor, if you will. Pope cutting a promo afterwards saying, there's a code in the business where after the match, you shake hands afterwards. You show respect to one another in the business. However, Zicky, as we saw, kind of broke that, which elicited the Pope's rage, or as Pope put it, you done pissed the Pope off. So now he mentions he doesn't know when, he doesn't know where, but he promises he's going to come take what matters most for Zicky, and which in that case it refers to Zicky's NWA Television Championship, which he promises to, and I quote, remove from Dice's fat belly. So we know that's a match that's going to be happening down the line. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we do know it's going to be happening down the line.
So what you're telling me is the Pope still has a mouth.
The Pope still has a mouth, and he knows when to use it. And man, did it work at this point, because it kind of sold me on that match. It made me want to see Zicky versus Pope for the title down the line. I liked it,
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Chris?
I didn't catch the match, but I'm here for it.
I hear you. That's going to take us to our main event, though. The NWA third degree national champion, Aaron Stevens, a.k.a. Damien Sandow, a.k.a. Damien Mizdow, a.k.a. Aaron Stevens in TNA/Impact, a.k.a. the third degree NWA national championship, a.k.a. let's get the heck out of this and into this match right now. Facing off against Trevor Murdoch. Those of you will remember him from WWE fame. One half of the tag team champions with Lance Kidd. God rest his soul.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But Trevor Murdoch is still going strong. And he's facing off against Aaron Stevens. Now, we already know, based on the two styles, Aaron Stevens is kind of the technical, well, not technical, but more of the witty, take advantage of what you can when you can style. And he needed it, going against the powerhouse that was Trevor Murdoch. Murdoch's been doing his homework in this match, and it kind of shows, because there are moments where, like, he'll watch what Aaron Stevens is doing, but he has it scouted. And when he has it scouted, he clobbers Stevens like he owed him money, lunch money from like the 5th grade, and probably bankroll loans. It was something at the time, but inevitably it kind of stops because Stevens manages to try for a test of strength, and instead he ends up kicking Murdoch in the gut and starts unloading strikes. It worked for a moment, but Murdoch kind of just manages to start overpowering him and then trapping him in the corner, and just starts delivering shots after shots after shots. Eventually it hits into like a double lariat spot, and Murdoch starts to take advantage, targeting the knee of Trevor Murdoch. Or rather, Steven starts to take advantage and starts targeting the knee of Trevor Murdoch. And that's where Steven starts to get his advantage. You start to see stages of why he calls himself the third degree national champion, using his wits to overpower Murdoch's strength, if you will. Now, it devolved inevitably into a bit of a war of sorts because both men just couldn't like put the other away very quickly. And ultimately, and this is something I kind of like about this match in particular, it ends with, instead of a regular finish, Aaron Stevens tries to go for a sunset flip over Murdoch, but instead Murdoch just kind of sits down and applies pressure with a pin. Oh, Base Goku, yo, what's going on, man?
Yo.
What's going on? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. It devolves into a little bit of like a sunset flip, and then he sits down on the pin, and that's how he wins. So Trevor Murdoch ends up winning the NWA National Championship on this match, on this Shockwave episode. Now we know, like I said, it was mentioned a couple of weeks, about a couple of months ago,
I was
that
about to
he
say,
had
he's been
already
champion
won.
for a while.
He's been a champion for a while. So this is their case of showcasing the match that he did make the title change. Now, after the match, you got a little bit of the congratulatory promo, saying he's at a loss for words. The only thing you can think of that he wants to thank his wife and kids. And the funniest line that I saw is he mentioned, "Thanks for putting up with my shit, Dad." That he won. He won. He was very happy about it. So, we got a feel good ending to this Shockwave. And that ends with Joe Galley coming in the end and giving us a little bit of a teaser for what's coming for next week's Shockwave, where we get Nick Aldis, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, in action, actually. We also get Zicky Dice versus Pope for the TV title. So they've already confirmed at that point that match is going to be happening for next week's Shockwave. And we also get, quote unquote, the NWA World's Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa, facing off against Serena Deeb. So I wonder if...
I wonder how that could go.
I wonder. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. I'm gonna say just as a hunch, Serena Deeb's probably gonna win. Wink.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So I have a question. Okay, I saw that during the Mike Bennett and Nick Aldis match that the on the title, like the globe is gone. What's up with that?
I'm wondering if that's just a prop title that they kind of use because they weren't able to get like the actual NWA title, or if they may have modified the title. I saw something about that.
It just looks like it's been like sliced off.
Yeah.
But the guy that was doing like the announcing or the announcer, he has the pin on his jacket. It's missing the plate as well. So it's missing the globe. So maybe
it kind of leads you to wonder if that means that they're going to be changing the title, which I don't.
I
think
hope not, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of history with that.
That's the best title of all time.
Yeah, seriously. I don't think they're really going to change the title per se.
Maybe the globe has gotten taken off because they can't travel the globe.
What's up?
Maybe they took the globe off because they can't travel the globe right now.
But I don't know. I mean, there's a chance that they could be just changing it for the sake of like updating it because the design it has carried on for so long. I don't think that's going to be the case, or at least I don't want it to be the case. But I don't think they're really going to change it this late into the design, especially with the NWA going on a little bit of a hiatus and then suddenly coming back as it is under Shockwave,
Yeah.
But that's just my thought on it. But, I mean, Nick Aldis, he's been holding that title for a long, long time now that you kind of brought up the topic in and of itself.
Yeah.
And seeing him, represent the NWA, I don't know if you've been following along with it, but what are your thoughts on Nick Aldis as the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion?
I think it's boring. Aldis is a fantastic wrestler. I'm not a fan. Like I said, he's an amazing wrestler. I'm just not a fan of the style he uses. But on one hand, it's boring. I think it's boring. Let's spice it up and get another big name up there and take the title. But on the other hand, who else is there to take it?
True, that's fair.
NWA currently doesn't have a name, I believe, to take the title, unless you want to build someone up, maybe Aaron Stevens. But you gotta have someone that can beat Aldous. Aldous has beaten everyone on the planet like twice.
It has been, right?
Yeah.
Man. I like it only because you have to have someone that's established as a dominant champion for the NWA. I mean, at the time they had Tim Storm, who was the perfect example of the old school style wrestler who is there to kind of uphold what the NWA stood for. And you had Nick Aldis kind of come in and kind of represent the new modern era that NWA is without compromising too much of the NWA's identity, in my take. And then you had that little weird hiccup with Cody holding the belt for like a cup of coffee before trading it back to Nick Aldis, where now you have what the equivalent of a 2-year reign right now, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. He's reached over 700 days as a champion. Dynasty mentioned that he was at the show where Aldis won his first NWA title, and he beat Storm. That I remember. It's crazy. And then there was a time where now, as a result, I don't remember if it was this match or it was the following match where he tried to challenge again for the title, where if he lost, Tim Storm couldn't challenge for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship again. Dynasty, maybe you can help correct me on that one just in case. Or Chris, you could probably.
Yeah, that's right.
It was right?
If Tim Storm didn't win the title, then he couldn't challenge for the NWA title ever. And he lost.
And he lost. So now
Tim Storm can't do it.
Tim Storm can't do it.
I saw Tim Storm live last week.
How did that go?
Tim Storm doing Tim Storm things. He faced Lance Archer, and it was great.
Tim Storm doing Tim Storm things. That is probably the best way you can kind of describe it.
So, question. You mentioned Tim Storm is the old school wrestler. And then you have Aldis come in and take the title off him. So, do you think we need an old school wrestler to take it off of Aldis, or have someone even more new school than Aldis take it from?
So, for my thoughts on that, I don't think it's so much someone that has to be old school necessarily, but it's got to be someone that's going to be committed to the NWA, someone that's willing to take what the NWA right now is, because let's be honest, it's a little bit in a weak stage. It's barely a presence as it is. Dynasty mentioning NWA Championship changed hands at CZW Cage of Death. What is wrestling anymore? And I'm actually glad that you mentioned that, because that kind of feeds into my point. The NWA barely has a name as it is. You don't really see it being defended at so much NWA shows, but when it does get defended, it gets defended at places like CZW. It gets defended at places like All In. Sometimes you even see NWA championships, not necessarily the World Heavyweight Championship, getting defended at AEW of all places. So the NWA doesn't really have its sense of identity and exclusivity to see when the championship kind of gets defended and changed at its own pace. So if you were going to have someone take the title off Nick Aldis, it's got to be someone that's going to be committed to carrying that NWA and NWA lineage and name. And to Aldis's credit, he has been doing that. He's committed to carrying NWA as his own thing. He's sheltered the NWA on his back, and he said it like in many promos. Like he's turned down offers to go to different promotions because he believes in the NWA. And
Absolutely.
Hats off to him for that. But no, go ahead. I'm rambling. Don't mind me.
No, you're good. You mentioned that whoever needs to be champion needs to be committed to NWA, and ever since you started talking about the title, I've had a name in my head, but he wouldn't be an NWA only kind of guy. He'd be NWA as well as everywhere else. With Marty Scurll, I feel like that'd be a big name to take the title, but he wouldn't be strictly NWA.
Right. He would probably be a little bit more NWA/ROH. Now, I'd be remiss not to mention Marty Scurll was also one of those that was named out during the Speaking Out movie, allegedly.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to be back anytime soon. And if he is, I don't think he'll be trusted with that platform.
He has been posting a bunch of cryptic pictures on Instagram.
I have
And
noticed that.
And it's not even really cryptic. It's just a bunch of pictures of him from previous wrestling shows. So maybe that's an announcement of some sort.
Could be. It could be something that's signifying that he is coming back down the line. But I don't think he'll be trusted with a platform like that for a while, if at all. And, if the alleged accusations are true, and if it was non-consensual, then I wouldn't blame any promotion for not wanting to work with him.
Yeah.
But if it isn't true, and if it was consensual, I would hope that promoters and wrestling promotions do see that and are willing to give the man the platform to kind of improve himself, kind of like Sammy Guevara did.
Right.
I didn't mean to get a little bit controversial there,
No,
but
no.
fair is fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a great point.
Yeah.
I feel as if and it hurts because Marty's one of my favorites on the planet, and then hearing the news of him being in the Speak Out movement, so
yeah,
that definitely hurts. And I think that's another reason why Sammy. I'm not going to say Sammy got it easier. He lost some paychecks. He had to go through training and everything, but as of the allegations, one was vocal and one was physical.
Right.
And yeah, you want everything, even everything, but if everything is true, Marty physically did something, Sammy said something about someone. That's completely different.
Right. It makes a massive difference, especially when it comes to, the difference between.
That's like saying you want to kill someone and then actually killing someone. You're not going to get in trouble for telling someone.
Well, you kind of can. You kind of can.
You can.
You kind of can. Now, I don't want to go into too much details on this, only because everything, like I mentioned before, is alleged. So allegations are important because nothing is confirmed, nothing is denied, and if they are confirmed, obviously, accordingly, pursue and whatever. But until then, everything we say doesn't really hold any weight, because we weren't there. We have no idea what happened.
Right.
We're just fans at the end of the day.
But I digress. Corresponders.
Indeed. And for everything else, there's MasterCard. Now, while we're getting ready to set up for Impact Wrestling, coming up at the top of the hour, I do want to mention, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I see we've got a wide array of viewers coming up from our Facebook, as well as our Twitch and our YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us on all those platforms. Like we always mention all the time, if you want to keep up to date on everything going on, not only just with respect to Ring, but us in particular and anything that's coming up, be sure to like all of our platforms. Our Facebook, like and follow. Our YouTube, make sure to subscribe and click that bell so you're notified on when all those videos come up. We do set those up ahead of time, so you have a chance to kind of set your schedule to remind yourself when it's coming, as well as our Twitch. We do have those organized as well, so make sure to follow us there. On top of that, keep all those notifications on because you never know where we're going to be coming on next. You know what I mean? Case in point, right. Martin mentioning, so what do you guys think Kenny is going to do tonight?
Another bus promo.
Another bus promo. Now, that's something I actually mentioned. Kenny is going to be on TNA. I keep saying TNA Impact. You know what it is? It's because I was watching the Impact Twitch last night, and they were showing old TNA wrestling pay-per-views. So I have TNA stuck in my head again. But I know it's Impact Wrestling. I promise you I know it's Impact Wrestling. But, yeah, that's a big thing. Kenny's coming into Impact Wrestling, and he's teasing a big announcement, but we have no indication of what it is.
They teased a big announcement last Tuesday. All they talked about was Callis and Omega's relationship. They announced a big announcement on Dynamite last week. Yeah. I can't even tell you what happened because it wasn't that major.
But we have no idea what it is, and that's the crazy part. So that today is supposed to be that. Callis, I know, had something on a press pass regarding that as well. So that's what we're going to hear about tonight. And on top of that, those of you who watch Final Resolution and a little bit of Impact as well know that Carl Anderson also was allowed to be in the bus with Kenny Omega and Callis. So you got something brewing on that front as well.
I was just about to mention that.
Indeed. But
Maybe we get Gallows in the bus tonight.
it's hard to say. He just might end up showing up on the bus. It's something, man. It is something to behold. But that being said, I do see it's the top of the hour, and we should get ready to set up for Impact Wrestling. Those of you who are on. Chris, you ready to rock?
I'm already there.
Dynasty saying it's like the Redskins and football team. You called it that so long. It's hard not to say you're absolutely right. And it doesn't help that I've been watching old TNA pay-per-views and Moose is carrying the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So like it's stuck in my head again. So it's like a nasty like scab that you just pick at and it doesn't go away all the time. Clinton, what's going on, man? I see you say at least you didn't say Global Force Wrestling. God forbid that ever happened. We saw how quickly that went down south. Dude, holy Christmas, that was bad.
They were Global Force for 2.5, 3 weeks?
They were Global Force for like maybe like a cup of coffee and like some sugar. But I don't know if anybody noticed the funny story about that. Apparently they were calling themselves that, but they never finalized the paperwork on it. So they were able to just kind of change it really quickly. And in my head, I'm thinking, what company does that? But at least I didn't invest in Global Force Gold, so that was a thing. So, who's ready for Impact? Everyone down in the comment section, comment down. Let me know what you're thinking. We already know the fallout from Final Resolution. Saw that Rich Swann defeated Chris Bay. Manic, I know.
Manic, a.k.a. not TJP.
No, he's not TJP at all. That's Manic.
Yeah, it's Manic.
It's
a.k.a.
Manic.
not TJP.
Yeah, remember, TJP was banned from doing the Defeat Rohit challenge. So, Manic came in instead. That's TJP's.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. That was the big implication. But yeah, we have a new X Division champion in Manic. Carl Anderson defeating Ethan Page. The tensions between the North kind of escalated even further with Josh Alexander kind of walking out of Ethan Page after the end of the match. That's another big one. Deonna Purrazzo retaining her Knockout Championship against Rosemary. And Larry D went to jail. That was a thing. That was a match. Those of you who watched the Saturday stream, you got the updates on Final Resolution, as well as the recaps on Triple Mania, as well as the Super Jacob. By the way, thank you so much for all of that support. We really showed up for that one, and I saw like on our end we had about 2,000 people almost watching that whole thing. So that was an awesome turnout. I had a lot of fun with that one.
My man's suffered for you people.
I lost
look,
my
Caleb
voice.
Conley. I didn't know he was in TNA. Look.
See, now you're doing it. Now you're doing it. As we have Caleb with a K opening up.
Caleb. Did you know that Caleb is dating Chris Statlander?
I did not know that.
Yeah, dude.
That's something. Huh. I'll be damned. Here we go.
His greatest creation is dating this dude. With Tenille.
Here comes Tenille Dashwood. Now, those of you who are following up with Impact Wrestling will know Caleb with a K was rehired to Impact Wrestling to be Tenille Dashwood's personal photographer. And here's the introduction right now of Tenille Dashwood. Tenille and Caleb with a K emerging victorious against Alisha and Eddie Edwards as a result of Sami Callihan's attack on the Edwards. So they're riding a wave of momentum right now.
Dude, Tenille looks like such a down-to-earth chick. I bet she'd be so cool to hang out with.
I believe it, honestly. I mean, if things are to be believed, or stories are to be believed out of every wrestler, she does seem like a very down-to-earth person. But man, does she play this role well. Although I will say, I never understood the concept of the half gloves. Like the gloves that she has, it's like it covers the fingers, but it doesn't cover the palm.
Have you seen the socks that only cover like the toes and your?
It's so weird.
Yeah, why? Like why?
It defeats the purpose of the socks.
So are we having a women's match?
Oh, looks like we're getting our first match. I wonder if this is a rematch of the tag team match.
I think it's just Alisha and Tenille.
That's what I was thinking.
Wasn't Alisha Edwards like a backstage interviewer?
I think she was at a time, but she also did wrestle with she did wrestle at a time too.
Okay.
She also wrestled with Eddie Edwards a couple of times, or wrestled with Eddie Edwards as a partner. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be Alisha Edwards versus Tenille Dashwood.
Now, are Alisha and Eddie actually married?
Yes, they are really married. Like that is not a kayfabe thing. All right,
How do you
match
feel
number
about
one.
that?
I mean, they seem like a pretty cool couple.
Not necessarily them, just like being in the same married to someone in the same company. I don't mean like when Undertaker and Michelle McCool at the same time. Just I don't know what I mean, to be honest.
Well, we all know the story of did she just fake out Alisha with the look over there?
She did.
That is a move straight out of Tyler Bates' playbook. That's actually pretty funny.
Speaking of Tyler Bate, he came back this past week.
He
Shouts out
did.
to him.
He did. I'm kind of glad he did.
Same. I missed him.
I know, me too. Guys in the comment section down below, let us know, who do you think is winning this match? Do you think Tenille Dashwood's going to be continuing towards the knockout title aspirations? Or will Alisha Edwards derail her before that momentum even strikes down? Comment down below. You're probably going to be right. I'm probably going to be wrong. Alisha going for a cover, getting a 2 count on Tenille. Now, the thing I notice about Alisha Edwards, or Alisha Edwards as they're calling it, she's very tenacious, but she has a tendency to come off a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? When she gets into it, she does leave a lot of openings to get attacked.
Floppy.
Like right here. See, right with a nasty neck breaker, just dropping her like right there. And a 2 count.
And to the fans that have been watching wrestling for a while, just look at what happens when WWE drops the ball on characters here and there. Tenille went from Emma, which almost no one cared about. Oh, they liked her, but she wasn't doing anything. To when she was released, she was one of the biggest stars in the world. I mean, she did have to take a break a little while last year, I believe.
Oop, getting a 2 count from Tenille. Kick out. Continue.
Yeah, she had to take some a health break, but she's a big name. She can wrestle.
Indeed. We got Dynasty saying, Dashwood, Alisha is bad. I'm sorry. You're not wrong, my man. You're not wrong. Dylan, what's going on, my man? Welcome to the show. I see you saying Caleb is such a solid addition to the Tenille. Absolutely, man. It's funny because Caleb seems to complement everything that Tenille is doing. Tenille comes off as a little bit of a diva, and Caleb is kind of like... have you ever seen that show, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
No.
Okay. It's very metrosexual, if you will. It's like you're into the fashion trends, and then you know that like how to kind of complement the angles and like how you conduct yourself and stuff. Caleb Conley, or Caleb with a K, excuse me, is that to Tenille Dashwood's character.
Yeah, I can see it. Like a gay best friend.
And you just said you didn't know what Queer Eye for the Straight Guy was.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Fair.
So you heard it here first on Respect the Ring. Caleb Conley is Tenille Dashwood's gay best friend.
I didn't want to go that route, but you're not wrong. Now,
I mentioned about 10 minutes ago that Caleb is in fact dating the galaxy's hottest alien. So,
Chris Statlander.
That's right.
Who is
Kayfabe people.
recovered quite well, actually. I saw a couple of videos. She's doing squats now
Yeah,
with like 300 pounds.
She's been lifting heavy recently.
She's nowhere near ready for a return, but she is recovering quite nicely.
I hope she takes the title from Sheeta. But
I'm not a fan of Sheeta, but Alisha Edwards making a comeback right now.
She hit the Y button when her comeback came up.
Comeback meter on 2K20.
Yep.
Alisha, what I keep saying Alisha, it's really Alisha Edwards. I should probably correct that. Alisha Edwards with the running bulldog. Caleb with a K, pulling Tenille out of the ring in front of the referee.
Isn't that a DQ?
Naturally that should be a DQ, but
I was gonna say that was a DQ on SmackDown.
It really is.
Oh shit!
And knocking Eddie Edwards out with the pack. Alisha with the crossbody, flying crossbody onto Caleb on the outside.
Dude, Caleb just speared her, but she had to sell it as she was doing a splash.
Yeah, no, right?
Oh, she stomped on his phone.
Oh, Tenille with the... Oh, man.
Oh!
That boot from Tenille knocking out Alisha and getting the 3 count.
Dude, that was gnarly boot.
Tenille Dashwood defeating Alisha Edwards.
That was a gnarly boot.
Thanks to Caleb with a K, too.
Shout out to Caleb with a K.
What do you think of that match, Chris?
I liked it. It's pretty good.
Now, you got to think down the line, they're going to have to give her a shot against Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes. But she'd have to go face.
True.
Because we all know in the wrestling world, you can't have a heel face a heel.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Sami Callihan coming out.
Yes, sir.
Sami Callihan playing mind games with Eddie Edwards right now. I know for a lot of people, the Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards feud is what brought... Oh. Sami Callihan on the Tron right now. He's taunting them, right? He's like, where am I going to come from? Okay, so he's mentioning basically this. He's giving him a chance to end it one-on-one. But take a couple of weeks off. He's so good at this.
How did you feel about Solomon Crow?
I feel like it was a precursor to this.
Yeah.
Like, this is what Solomon Crow should have been. So basically, Sami Callihan just telling, I'm just going to recap it real quick and I'll throw it back to you. Sami Callihan basically telling Eddie Edwards, let's settle this one-on-one. Take a couple of weeks off, spend time with your family, treasure your loved ones, and very soon it's all going to be over. Oof. Back to you, Chris.
I mentioned Solomon Crow back in 2014, 2015 NXT days. That was something. I mean, yeah, they had the hacker situation, kind of like he's playing off of now, but his look was weird, and his finisher was awful, dude. You remember the finisher?
It was basically like the flip off on the rope into like the headbutt.
Yeah, it's like a 180 splash. Like, how's that a finisher, dude?
To me, it was like he was a goth Trolls doll that stuck his finger in an electric socket and just happened to find like a tablet to charge.
Ooh, they're both giving guns. Did you see that?
Machine Gun versus Motor City Machine Gun. And as we saw, Kenny Omega's bus is on the outside. Okay, backstage interview with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Who's this interviewer?
I forget her name off the top of my head. And I know people are going to grill me in the comment section for this one, too. I should know this, too.
Is it Alisha Atu?
No, that's not Alisha. Alicia's in MLW.
Oh, okay.
No,
I just wanted to say Atu.
I know the name off, like it's on the tip of my tongue, and it's not coming right now. It's gonna bug me.
Dasha Gonzalez?
No, it's not Dasha.
I know she's on the AEW.
But nonetheless, this promo itself is it's basically Motor City Machine Guns staking their claim, making their intentions known, chasing after the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships.
Again.
But that's okay, because we need more people chasing after the belts. Titles, championships. We don't call them belts. Leon Ruff proved that one.
I saw Alex Shelley at the beginning of the year this year. My, how long ago that was.
It was a while ago, but it's crazy to think like Alex Shelley went from semi-retired to back active.
Mhm.
Oh, wait. Back to the bus. Carl Anderson is in the bus. Wow. They're throwing back to New Japan, referring back to Carl Anderson back when he was the 2012 G1 finalist.
Dude, this
Laying
heel
in the
Kenny is hilarious.
I love it. Like he's kind of like a driving wedge that kind of drives a little bit of what Impact is. Like he's kind of like that villain in a sense. Like Don Callis is kind of like the overarching lord amongst Kenny Omega's kind of champion, or villain champion, if you will. But he's a driving force right now with Carl Anderson because they're laying in heavy that New Japan reference with that 2012 G1 finalist. I like that. As we go to commercial right now, we're getting an advert for shopimpact.com. We're probably going to get a throwback to Impact Plus and some of those great moments. Oh, wait. I take that back. We're just getting a black screen.
Same. Oh, Melissa Santos.
Oh, Melissa's just staring. Last week we got Impact Plus's greatest things, and oh, wait, there we go. They did not tell her. Okay, anyways, those of you who are watching on Access TV right now, let us know what you guys are getting because we're getting Melissa Santos just kind of talking in the background. I guess kind of just to kill time.
Does she work for Impact?
She does.
Huh.
She works for Impact. Meanwhile, Brian Cage is in AEW right now.
Yeah.
'Tis funny.
Fun fact, a couple of years ago, Melissa Santos was at a show I went to. Chris's fun facts.
Basically, Chris is a journeyman.
Chris's journey through wrestling.
Chris just journeys through wrestling. So Melissa Santos basically on our end, because Chris and I are watching through the Twitch channel right now. Melissa Santos is in the Twitch comment sections, but it's kind of clear she's just running through time. She's just responding to people in the chat section. Dylan and Dynasty are mentioning they're doing the same thing. These are not good. This is clearly a stall for time.
She also sat there for about 20 seconds before realizing she was on.
Yeah, there's a clear 20-second lag between the live feed and what's going on. Is anybody watching on the Access TV segments? I'm very curious. I'm very curious.
Commercials are y'all getting? Because we seem to have a lot of food commercials.
Dynasty mentioning Jack of all genres, wrestling master of none. Are you referring to me or Melissa? Because I feel like that also fits to me. Okay, so I don't want to say it like this because this is kind of bad, but Melissa's basically doing what we're doing, except she's stalling pretty bad. Like, Melissa is going through the Twitch feed right now in the Twitch chats, just shouting out comments. A, she's not bringing them up, which you can't really do on a Twitch, but B, she's just sorting down comments while we're waiting for Impact to come back live.
I'm sorry, Melissa. I didn't mean to dog you. You're great.
Oh, no. And even worse, the audio's lagging.
Oh.
So you'll see, like, she's saying something, but the audio's lagging compared to what's coming out of her mouth.
Terrible.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude, it's not even close. It's like 3-second difference.
It's so bad.
Martin said Chris was right on Omega. We saw him on the bus.
Yeah,
yes,
sir. We're on the bus. Oh, Titus is saying that's to you and me. Jack of all genres, wrestling master of none. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to take it as a good thing.
It means we know a lot, but not the best. I will also take that as a compliment.
Oh, wait. Melissa's throwing us back to Impact Live.
Thanks, Melissa, for your waste of 2 minutes.
I mean, she got us involved. Oh, Carl Anderson going back in. Carl Anderson interacting right now with Rich Swann. So Anderson's hot under the collar, ready to go attack the Motor City Machine Guns, but Rich Swann trying to calm him down, saying, you can take some time. Oh, here comes the Motor City Machine Guns. Oh, okay, so we're starting to see the dissension between Impact and AEW, and Carl Anderson kind of being a little bit of the defective force between the two of them. The Impact Tag Team Champion still sticking with Kenny Omega, the AEW Champion.
Are we going to get a Survivor Series Impact versus AEW?
I think that's what we're going to... Oh, I think this is Moose coming out right now. I think we're going to lead into a little bit of an Impact versus AEW at first, and I think it's going to devolve into Impact and AEW versus Kenny and Don and whoever Kenny's alliance is going to be.
Ooh, dude. Hikaru Shida versus Deonna Purrazzo.
We might just see something like that, honestly.
Ooh.
I think we might see something like that, as we have TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose walking down. Moose in a suit, looking dapper as heck. I like it.
The man in a suit.
Now, see, what Moose is doing right now is one of the reasons why I keep calling it TNA in my head instead of literally referring it to what it is, Impact Wrestling, because he's carrying the TNA title. Dynasty mentioning, you know a lot, but you don't specialize in one, which is true, which is very true. I don't have a specialization in one in particular. Oh. Moose saying Willie Mack's not going to be competing in Impact for a couple of weeks because he hurt Willie Mack. And he mentions it's because he hasn't even been angry yet, but he hurts people.
He looked pretty angry last week, teaming with Chris Bay.
Oh, he was something. I don't know what he was, but he was something. But you could see he's a little hot under the collar because people keep talking about the Impact World Champion, but nobody's acknowledging Moose as the real World Champion.
Well, Moose, he had to bring back a retired title.
We already got the starter of it on Final Resolution, where Moose grabbed both titles and handed Swan back his.
Swan's gonna be a little busy with Kenny.
Oh, wait. Here. There goes Mac. Willie Mack walking out.
I was about to say Chocolate Thunder.
Oh, wait. Security coming out. Clinton mentioning NWA was good tonight too, especially the main event. Yeah, Clinton, you missed it a little bit earlier. We covered NWA before Impact. Really good show. I will maintain last week's show was a little bit better, but that's my personal preference. This show was really good, I will say. Matt coming out saying he's not even mad that you put him on the shelf. He's not mad about losing to you. When a referee decides when he can't go no more, when he knows he's got plenty left, Mac deciding to take matters into his own hands. Nobody decides when he's done. So
I quit match.
match.
Did he say if it was for the title, or did he just say I quit?
He didn't say it yet. If it is happening. Oh, wait. Mac jumping into the ring, going right past security, and now they're at a brawl. Willie Mack challenging Moose to an I Quit match at Genesis.
I dare you to name something more useless than security in wrestling shows.
Something more useless than security wrestling shows, wedding angles, and the table during contract signings.
The table, you damn right. Oh, that little ass dude just slung Moose around the ring. He's about to get destroyed.
And there he goes. He just got wrecked. Moose just yeeted him to the corner. Security tried. Moose's suit is a little messy, but overall not too bad. Security just getting the heck out of Dodge. Willie Mack out of the ring now.
Little scrawny dude shouldn't have messed up Moose's jet.
Dylan saying something more useless than security. Melissa Santos on Twitch. I think he's right.
Dylan, my man, you couldn't be more right.
You might be. Oh my god! If we see her again. So
what if it's so delayed that we sit there and watch her staring at the computer, and as soon as she starts talking, they cut
wait.
because the scene's over.
I imagine. Here it comes. Oh, Moose saying he's tired of independent wrestlers looking for opportunities when he wants his own opportunities. Martin saying WWE script before Vince gets a hold of it. That is pretty useless.
Dude, guys, just keep coming up with these. These are good.
They're a lot more creative than I could come up with.
I gave you my example.
Wait, is Moose delivering a threat? Moose delivering a threat. Anytime anyone that puts their hand on him like they did with Willie Mack, they will get hurt. Oh, Rohit Raju and Chris Bay.
Chris Bay.
He's just taunting Rohit.
Chris Bay
Both
saying
these men
congratulations on the L you took at Final Resolution when Chris Bay also lost. So.
Both these men losing their matches at Final Resolution, as you recall. He had an idea for Rohit. Okay, so what is this about? Huh. What?
Chris Bay's trying to get Rohit just get his ass kicked.
Donnie's saying in regards to the commercials, or is just her and Cage talking from Melissa Santos? That would be pretty useless. Oh, so we're getting Chris Bay versus Manic.
Lit.
So we're getting a teaser that if Rohit Raju unmasks Manic, then he's under the assumption they're going to hand him back the title because as we remember, TJP was banned from doing the Defeat Rohit challenge at Final Resolution.
Black screen. Black screen. Just kidding. It's over.
We're getting it. It looks like we're getting an Impact on Twitch advert. Okay, I'll say this is pretty cool. And now we're back on a black screen.
Return soon. Cool.
Impact. We're not even getting Melissa Santos. We're just getting an Impact return soon.
Well, this is more entertaining.
Lol. So what are you thinking about the show so far?
I was gonna give us a little pop real quick. It's a good show so far. I want to see more wrestling.
I would want to see more wrestling too, honestly. I mean, I get what they're going for. They're kind of furthering some angles that this is basically the oh no.
Damn it.
It's Melissa.
Hey, at least she was alert this time.
Okay, so Rohit and Chris Bay are back in a little bit of a union. We got Melissa Santos right now chatting yet again. Well, this isn't really anything to keep a note on, but what were you saying, Chris, earlier?
I was just gonna mention that we just hit the 1 hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. We covered NWA Shockwave earlier, and by we I mean Andrew did. I just gave a couple ideas. We are currently in the first quarter of Impact, as I'm getting an ad. Cool. Thank you for the commenters that have been in the comment section of all three platforms. We are on Facebook, twitch.tv/Respect the Ring. We are also on YouTube. Search Respect the Ring. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers, we'll change it to youtube.com/Respect the Ring. It'll be ours. We'll get it. But thank you for everyone for watching us, hanging out with us, talking with us, liking, commenting, subscribing, notification bells, sharing. What else?
Everything. Just do everything. Just Facebook, make sure to like and follow. Make sure to keep all those notifications on. YouTube, make sure to subscribe, follow, click that bell so you get the notifications going. And Twitch, make sure you follow us. Like Chris mentioned on the last show, we are looking into doing some exclusive content for either YouTube or Twitch as well. So we always encourage follow all the platforms because you never know where we're going to pop up next.
That's right. We could do an independent show on just Twitch.
That's
or
possible.
We could do SmackDown on only Facebook, which I don't know why we would. But again, never know. Follow us on everything and turn on the notification bells, and you'll know when we know.
Indeed. Whoa, wait. She's okay. So something noticeable that Melissa is talking about right now with what she's talking about. She's starting to talk a little bit more about AEW wrestling rather than Impact Wrestling. So I guess Melissa is kind of I guess it makes sense because Cage is in AEW. But you can kind of see the influence that AEW is having on Impact Wrestling, where they're starting to mention AEW a lot more often in Impact Wrestling. You got to think that's going to lead to something down the line. And they're already starting it with Kenny and Carl. She just said Rosemary versus Abandon. I hope she meant Abaddon.
Yes, she must be such a fan of AEW.
Or somebody on the chat must have mentioned that incorrectly.
How would you feel about that, Abaddon versus Rosemary, as a fan of both women?
I'd be interested in seeing that just to see what liberties they're going to take together. But I'd rather see them as a team rather than wrestling each other. Because you can kind of go the route with the Undead Realm versus how Abaddon you can have Rosemary kind of as a mentor to Abaddon in a sense. Kurt, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show.
Oh another AEW shitty commercial.
Kurt, how are you watching Impact Wrestling? Are you watching on Twitch? Are you watching on Access TV? What network are you watching on, my man? Let us know. So we're getting, as Chris mentioned, we're getting an advert on All Elite Wrestling with Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone.
You mentioned it must be nice having AEW help fund your product. Oh my god.
Tony Khan, basically, for lack of a better term, lowballing Impact Wrestling. I'm curious though, who has a better network, Anthem Network or the Khans? Kurt mentioning that he's watching Impact on YouTube. That is something we didn't even think about or mention. Impact, I think Impact is also showing on YouTube.
I did not know that.
That is pretty cool. I mean, I personally always go to Twitch because Twitch has a little bit more immersion or interaction, if you will. But that is something to note. I think you are able to watch it on YouTube, or you just might be talking about watching us on YouTube because we're keeping you in the loop on everything. All right, we're getting an advert for Dynamite right now. What's going on tomorrow? Hangman Page and the Dark Order versus the Hardy Party, if you will. Acclaimed versus SCU.
Angelico versus Cody.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. And then we have the 7-on-7 main event. Inner Circle versus Best Friends, Top Flight, Varsity Blondes, and Brandon Cutler.
That's going to be... There's such thing as too much of a good thing.
This is the everybody in the pool, the water is warm match. It's funny because Chris Jericho was touting this as Sting is appearing live. And we got the AEW World Title Eliminator match, Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela, which is pretty nice, I will say. That's a little bit of continuity.
What kind of sense does that make? Kenny's champion.
Well, if you remember, Kenny was supposed to face Joey in the tournament to begin with, and Joey was out because of COVID. So this is them giving us the match back.
So in the likelihood of Joey winning, which
you never know,
does that mean he'd get a rematch for the title?
Before I answer that question, I see we're getting an Eric Young promo.
A very dark promo.
Eric Young is in an interrogation room or a prison talking about a sickness that can't be removed and needs to be destroyed.
COVID.
COVID. And his true purpose. Who's he talking to? Is that... Wait, no! I forgot about this. Cody Deaner.
That just looks like a young James Storm.
It kind of does. I forgot. Cody Deaner turned on Cousin Jake during Final Resolution. To answer your question a little bit earlier, if Joey wins, you got to think that there's going to be some title match implications down the line. Kenny Omega and Joey Janela. I mean, a lot of people think in their head, "Oh, it's Joey Janela. He's not really that good." But if you remember correctly, at AEW Dark, they did have a lights out match at one point, and that match was nuts.
Dude, yeah, that match was insane.
Indeed. So I mean, we know the two of them can go. So I wouldn't shortchange that match for what it is. Now, granted, this isn't really. I mean, it is a no DQ match, so we know it kind of caters to Joey Janela's strengths. And we all know Kenny Omega can go when it comes down to it, when it comes to like the no DQ style match. So I wouldn't dismiss this match. I think it would be pretty good. And it makes sense, you know? And here we go. We got Manic.
It's Manic, not TJP.
No, that's Manic, dude. That's clearly Manic.
Yeah, Manic, not TJP Manic.
I don't know why you would be mentioning TJP. That's clearly Manic. TJP's nowhere there.
So I don't know anything about Rohit Raju. Is he good?
Mm-hmm. Rohit Raju, the whole story is basically he's been getting his title, or he's been keeping his title under dubious means, if you will. But he is a very good competitor. He can, when it comes down to it, he can actually wrestle pretty good. He was part of the Desi Hit Squad at first.
Yeah.
Dylan saying, I hope the Deaner's breaking up leads to something big for Cousin Jake. I think so. I can tell like Cody Deaner is gonna get a massive like he's gonna get something big out of this, and I think Cousin Jake is gonna profit off of it too. It's just kind of weird how they did it at first. Like I saw the tensions, but then the breakup was just like I'm not nobody, and then he just busts him and walks away. I don't know.
Man, I watched Impact last week. Skipped Final Resolution. I feel like I missed 3 weeks of shows. I had no clue that the Deaners split up.
It was on Final Resolution.
Yeah.
He came out to attack Eric Young after Joe Doering was beating up Rhino, and they came out together. And Deaner was like, "I'm not a nobody," and then just wallops Cousin Jake. Meanwhile, Matic in this match, Matic and Chris Bay. This looks to be a really good match. I like the new look for Matic though. It's very
TJ
super
Matic.
heroic.
Very retro man-esque.
What were you
TJ
saying
Manic.
earlier? I think I cut you off.
TJ Manic.
That is not TJP, dude. That's clearly
I didn't say
Manic.
TJP. It's TJ Manic.
It's not even TJ. It's Manic.
Manic
It's
P.
clearly Manic. It's Manic. It's Manic. You implicating that means Rohit Raju has a case, but we can tell that's clearly not TJP. That's Manic.
We'll see after this match.
Indeed. Kurt saying, how is Sting? Sting has debuted back in AEW. Debuted about 2 weeks ago in the Winter is Coming episode, and he should be live for AEW tomorrow. So you may want to keep an eye out on that one. And we got Melissa Santos again. But yeah, we're not missing anything here.
Should I tweet at her, hey, Melissa Santos, go watch Respect the Ring?
I wouldn't, but I wouldn't be mad if you did. As a matter of fact, everyone should probably go tell her to watch Respect the Ring.
Kurt, Dylan, Kurt again, Martin, Dylan,
Everyone just go text
Clinton.
Melissa Santos, watch Respect the Ring. Just hashtag Respect the Ring. She
I'm
will
gonna do
probably
it.
report
No.
our channel.
I don't want to get bad clout yet.
Do it. I encourage it.
You know the saying,
Do it.
bad publicity is still publicity.
Do it. Controversy creates cash.
So, wait, am I tweeting at her or at Impact?
Do it on the Twitch channel. Just go to Twitch and just be like, what do you think of Respect the Ring? And just like give her a link. Just be like, watch us. Because honestly, like I wouldn't be against during the commercials for Impact. We're just on screen, just recapping and breaking down Impact.
Dude, I should have had the Impact comment section up this whole time. This shit is hilarious.
Oh boy. While she's talking about that, just to keep you guys a note on what's going on with Respect the Ring, tomorrow we're going to be doing our triple header episode, as you guys see weekly, with MLW Fusion as well as AEW Dynamite and NXT. Starting off at 7 p.m. EST, we're doing MLW Live, covering the Opera Cup as well as all the other matches, as well as a double casting of AEW Dynamite and NXT. So tune in for that one. Friday, we've got Friday Night SmackDown coming in, so make sure you're tuned in for that one. And Saturday, we have our weekly wrestling recap, where we cover everything in the results for all the shows of that week, as well as a little bit of details on what's going on in the news of wrestling. And Sunday, as you guys know, WWE TLC happening. Tables, ladders, chairs, not stairs this time around, thank God.
Good.
But we have that show coming up on Sunday as well. So tune in on those and look out for posts coming up.
So I went to comment in the section and it's on the subscribers only. That's booty.
You have to subscribe? That's funny.
Dude, what did I do?
What did you do?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so you have to subscribe in order to comment on that.
Melissa versus Dasha.
LOL. Clinton saying we got TJ Pleat playing his Revolution gig Manic again. This is interesting. That is not TJP, Clinton. That is Manic. I have
That's
no
TJ
idea what
Manic.
TJP is, but that's clearly Manic on screen.
TJ Manic.
That is Manic. That is not TJP. That is clearly Manic. He came out introduced as Manic. I'm just saying. I'm a sucker for you. She's talking about the East Coast and it's so cold.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm currently part of the East Coast. It is frigid.
She's talking to you then.
She's clearly not talking to me. Huh? I'm like sipping coffee out of like a Spider-Man
I
mug.
was about to say, show us your mug. That's
Yo,
lit.
this Spider-Man is my favorite hero, and this is like my favorite mug. I wish I had more Spider-Man. As you guys see, Spider-Man hat in the background. I haven't worn this yet. Down the line, I would love to wear that one. I have this one, which is the Atom Cats hat from Fallout 4. I love Fallout. Oh man, she shouted out Fireman. Why would you do that? Now we already know no one people aren't really for Josh Matthews and his commentary, but I wouldn't shout out Fire Matthews on air. They already took Madison Rain off commentary, I think. As we're back, Manic versus Chris Bay. Now I'm saying it. No, that's because you said it and you got it caught in my head.
What,
we already know that's Manic. Look at him. Does that look anything like TJP to you?
Yes.
It does not. The attire is different. The man's clearly wearing a mask. You can't tell what his face looks like. That is clearly Manic and not TJP.
TJP was not wearing a mask.
Besides, TJP wasn't even allowed in the Defeat Rohi challenge, so Manic answered.
We'll see when this mask is removed.
Psh, they don't gotta remove the mask.
Yo, low key. Imagine they take a mask off and it's not TJP.
It probably won't be TJP because it's not. Also, if you remove the mask, it should be a disqualification.
Nah, man, the mask is a weapon. They must remove it.
Nah. Clinton saying, "See, there's a problem with this theory. I would have believed you if it weren't for the fact that TJP was live on Facebook this morning talking about the fact he's using the Manic again." So it means TJP. Shh! You're ruining the immersion.
No, I think the 400 tattoos on his arms are ruining the immersion.
Psh, anyone could have those tattoos.
True.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see no interview. That wasn't TJP. I was clearly an imposter.
Also, by the way, Madison Rain is indeed on commentation.
What's up?
Madison Rain is indeed on commentating.
They said something about they were going to change her to backstage. I wonder if maybe... I don't know. See, Dylan agrees with me. Manic has a mask and terrible tattoos. TJP only has terrible tattoos. Clearly, they're different people. You see what I mean? Look at them. They're not even remotely the same.
This is Dylan's third absolutely solid message of the night.
Billy agrees with me too. Billy says yes. They're clearly different people.
Dylan,
they even
you
have
know
different
what you're
names.
talking about.
See, everyone in the audience agrees with me. Clearly, Manic and TJP are two totally different people. It's like asking if Mr. America was really Hulk Hogan. He's not. He's Mr. America.
Now, that's true.
See what I mean? As I comment on that, Chris Bay is clearly dominating Manic right now. Getting a 2 count. Chris Bay really stepping up lately, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Rohit Raju clearly getting asking Chris Bay to rip the mask off Manic, which should elicit a disqualification in Mexico. I'm just saying. Oh,
yeah. Put it that way, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Lucha Libre, man. Those are the rules. You rip the mask off, you get disqualified. On top of that, I think you actually get fined as well. Although that was smooth. That was a very smooth suplex transition. See, now look, does TJP move like that in the match? I don't think so. Manic looking for a Dodon, getting a 2 count. Chris Bay with a spin kick. And setting up for the Art of Finesse. Very nice dropkick.
Chris Bay is so good. Oh, he went under the ring.
Oh, where's he going? Kurt saying he wishes Sting versus Chris Bay. I mean, honestly, with the way Impact and AEW are kind of going together, I wouldn't be surprised to see that match maybe happen down the line. Even Billy's agreeing. Me too. I wouldn't be against that. That could happen down the line. Oh, there goes Manic. Hey, ref. Manic's in the ring. Manic's in the ring.
Yeah, that's definitely not TJP. Those aren't TJP lips.
Nope, they are not. Clearly, that is Manic and not TJP. Oh, wait. Benadryller by Manic. That is what it's called, right? It's called the Benadryller, right? Or was it the detonation kick?
Detonation kick.
Ooh, low blow by Chris Bay. Rui Raju's in the ring. Why is he in the ring? Why? What? Rohit just hitting Chris Bay?
Chris Bay knows what he's doing.
So Chris Bay wins the match. What was the... I'm so confused. I have questions. I mean, Josh Matthews did say this does put him in contention for an X Division title match, but why?
I think we need to see Chris Bay versus TJP. Winner faces Manic.
I'd be okay with that match. That'd be interesting. I mean, you could have TJP. Maybe TJP could defeat Manic for the title. Who knows?
Only one person knows.
Yeah, that's true. I guess Don Callis would be the only one who would really call that, wouldn't he? Or Scott D'Amore. Because we're getting a flashback moment of the week from Impact Plus with the debut of Sting, as Kurt Farrell just actually mentioned it too. How is Sting? If you're watching on Impact or on YouTube, you're probably seeing right now Sting debuting back in 2006. As we're on a brief intermission.
Dude, I miss the old days of TNA. 2005, 2006.
I mean, man, this was before the Hogan Bischoff era and before Dixie Carter really kind of just went off a rocker with it, wasn't it?
Yes. This was Jeff Jarrett era.
Man, good times. Good times.
So much fun.
Dylan saying, if they unmask Manic and it's not Swoggle under the mask, I'll be very I would be disappointed too. I was kind of hoping like it could
It'd have to be two Swoggles.
I don't know. I mean, I could see the likeness. I mean, you would have to unpants Swoggle too and kind of, put him on a cart, but that's neither here nor there. Somebody bring up that photo.
Is that Monty Brown?
Yes. So this match was
TNA wrestler of all time. That's not true, but the Pounce is fantastic though.
Yeah, I love that move though. Oh, we're back. Josh Alexander. Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. The North now with tensions. Oh boy. Oh boy, Josh Alexander just basically saying he doesn't want to be part of the North right now. We? Ethan Page having a Brian Myers. Was he outside the door the whole time?
Yes.
Huh?
The power of TV.
WrestleMania reference. I was there for that.
I don't think you were.
I was, though. I was there when Cardona and Myers won the tag team titles at the opening of WrestleMania. Fun times. So instead of teaming up with Josh Alexander just offers to kick Brian Myers' ass. That went swimmingly.
When you tried to get a partner but ended up getting an opponent.
Yeah. It's a struggle. So the North pretty much on the rocks, if you will. Ethan Page going out to get help. Josh Alexander saying it's time for him to focus on himself. Ethan Page saying we will have your back. We don't know who we is yet. Brian Myers coming in, trying to elicit a tag team partnership with Josh Alexander. Instead, as Chris mentioned, you got an opponent instead. That worked out swimmingly, didn't it?
For someone.
For someone.
I'm saying not for Myers.
Now I just want to know who Ethan Page. They rhyme. I just want to know who he has.
All right, so I see Trey Miguel. I see
Ultimate
Ethan
Expo.
Page, Rich Swann. Who's the other guy?
That is Jake Christ.
Yes.
I see three people. I see Jake Christ. I see Rich Swann. I see Ethan Page. Oh, wow. I forgot about this. That pile driver onto the stage.
R.I.P.
In peace. Good times, though. Man. Homecoming 2019, back in the TNA Asylum.
Oh, shit. This was just last year.
Yeah, dude.
He's just putting Swan on his shoulders and taking him away. There you go.
He just put him on the stage. He's just
Why does it
putting him
look
on
like
stage.
he's wrestling in slides?
It kind of does because of the stripes on his boot, right?
Yeah.
Man, this reminds me of OVE. Or what OVE was. He kind of does look like Spider-Man with
The
that style.
front looks like Magneto and the back looks like Spider-Man.
Kind of. I remember this part. He was trying to like hook himself up like Christopher Daniels, but like his arms were locked out. So he wasn't able to grasp up.
A little too heavy. Just a little too heavy to be doing that kind of work.
It is, but like he didn't muscle up, and you kind of can't with those shaky ropes. But I digress. Oh, that's what's his face?
Trey Miguel.
Trey Miguel.
I said it 4 times.
I know. I know. I heard you say it, but I like legitimately blanked out on the name for a second because I'm looking at the comment section too.
I'm just yanking a chain. I'm just impressed I knew which one of the rascals it was.
No, leave me alone. The struggle. Lo and behold, though, we're 1 hour into Impact Wrestling already. We got 1 more hour left. That hour flew by quick, didn't it?
It really did.
Oh, I forgot. He got the belt this way, didn't he?
Go, Trey, go.
You're a little too late, buddy. Just drop. There you go. Why didn't he just chase after Swan from the other side? You know what my favorite trope when it comes to like wrestling is? Every time like a wrestler gets a 2 count off of something really like close, or like something like this, you get that weird wrestler shock face. It's like,
Yo, what?
somebody's gonna gift that, aren't they?
Nah.
Somebody might gift that. Don't gift that. Somebody's gonna gift that. As we're getting a black screen, I'm guaranteeing we're gonna get Melissa Santos, aren't we?
Black screen. Black screen.
Lol, lol, lol.
Are you excited for Goldberg?
Goldberg?
Goldberg.
Why? Why would I be excited? I mean, like, the nostalgic 6-year-old in me is probably excited to see Goldberg again.
Oh my God, is that Gil Goldberg in the Impact Zone?
Kill Oldberg. Shoutouts to Gilbert, though. I hope he's recovering quite well from that heart attack.
Yeah, from what I've read, all's well.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it too, but you know, you never truly recover from that. You always have that trauma. This does make me wonder, where is Luke Gallows right now? Call back to the machine gun, Carl Anderson. They're just pumping up Carl Anderson to go wrestle. Now we still have that announcement that's upcoming for Kenny Omega. Kiera Hogan.
I was just about to mention we need some knockouts action.
It was only a matter of time. But we do have the continuation of the Knockouts Tag Team title tournament at least. What are you thinking about the Knockouts Tag Team tournament so far, Chris?
Pretty good. I'm interested to see a little more because I've only seen one match so far. So I'm actually pretty happy that we're getting a match tonight.
We're already in the semifinals already. That flew out really quick. I'm kind of mad because this tournament has been pretty good so far, but it's gone on so quick. We've gotten matchups like teams rather like the Sea Stars. We're getting Jazz's retirement tour, Taya and Rosemary continuing their thing, Havoc and Navia. There's so much.
Speaking of which, I saw Jazz last week.
Chris just sees everyone.
She still looks good, man. She did a seminar, and she's I was about to say she can still go, but apparently she's still wrestling.
She is. She's under retirement year right now. I mean, after this, she's done. So if you get the chance to see Jazz, enjoy her while you can.
I was gonna get a picture with her, but I pussed out.
Billy's saying he had a dream about The Undertaker. I'm curious. What was your dream, man?
Give us a little more information on that.
I'm legitimately curious, actually. And here comes Rosemary. Fun fact, Chris, I saw Rosemary.
My man.
I want to see what shard of Rosemary this is. I can't tell. This looks like Wrath. Either Wrath or Pride.
Wouldn't it be Pride? Because her and Taya or Pride or whatever.
Well, like Pride shows up in the background during Wrestle House a lot, but I think this actually no, this looks like Wrath. Because Wrath is the angrier part of Rosemary. Okay, so here's the question. Who wins this match?
Taya and Rosemary.
That's fair. I would agree with you too. I'm a fan of all four, but I think Taya and Rosemary are going to edge it.
I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. I think they're going to win the whole thing.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. See, I could see them winning this match, but I think Havoc and Naveer are going to take the whole thing. Ooh, nasty kick by Taya. Now, we know Taya, as I mentioned before in the last show, the AAA Reina de Reinas champion, but she did not show at Triple Mania on Saturday, mainly due to commitments with Impact, which these would be the commitments, the Knockout Tag Team Tournament, as well as Impact's Final Resolution. Rosemary with a nice exploder suplex, taking out Tasha, tagging to Kara Hogan. Yeah, this looks like the Wrath shard of Rosemary. Which is probably because she lost at the Final Resolution, so she's feeling a little aggravated, looking to regain some momentum after that loss. Chris, I don't know if you're hearing the commentary in the background, but they're mentioning that this half of the bracket is the weaker half.
Excuse me?
Interesting. I'm curious why they would think that. As we're getting an advert for the next Impact event, Hard to Kill, January 16th, live on pay-per-view. Ooh, Tasha with a nice neckbreaker on Rosemary, going for a pin, getting a 2 count.
Why would you even want to squash some of your wrestlers like that?
You know, it's the $1 million question. I legitimately can't understand it for the life of me. Like, Kara Hogan and Tasha Steelz are two of your better knockouts, to be honest. I'm a fan of watching them. And as we know, Taya and Rosemary, expert veterans.
Yeah.
Dylan saying, I think Josh was referring to the size of the competitors. You know, I would say the same thing, but why would you still call them the weaker half? I feel like that's implementing that.
Weaker period is just a poor choice of word.
It feels like when you're saying weaker half, it's saying that the top half is just more stacked or much more star power compared to this half, which is just like they're just random people thrown together. They're probably not going to have a chance over who's on the top half. It just seems kind of, like Chris said, a weird choice of words, in my opinion, at least. I could be wrong though. Maybe that is he is referring to the size of the competitors. Okay, so right now we've got Dylan saying, because it's Josh Matthews. Yeah, I know.
Fire Matthews.
I wouldn't go that far.
Nah.
Nobody wants to see anybody lose their job, but
That was a callback to earlier in the show.
Yeah, I know. The Melissa Santos thing. Like, why would you point that out?
So Melissa Santos buried Josh Matthews, and Josh Matthews just buried half of the women's roster. So who are the women's roster going to bury next?
It's a never-ending cycle. Tasha Steelz right now taking it to Rosemary, I will say. Very interesting. I would have thought that Taya would have been the one to be taking the beating. Also,
fact,
no.
I saw Tasha Steelz once. I think I mentioned that, but
This is basically the Who Was Chris Met special.
Hello, welcome to the Tuesday stream. This is Chris's wrestling experiences.
Womp,
Who have I
womp.
seen? Who have I met? Who have I talked to?
And
The
everything.
only one in this whole match I've even seen was Tasha.
But oh, Kiera Hogan taking out Taya in the corner. That prevents the tag to Taya from Rosemary. There you go. Tasha Steele's getting that fire going. 2 count on Rosemary, though.
Could have been a 3 if you didn't yell at the camera.
Womp womp. Comment section, who do you have winning this match? Let us know in the comments below.
Who do y'all have winning the whole tournament? So you say Havoc and Nevaeh?
I think so. They're a powerhouse team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Taya and Rosemary versus Havoc and Nevaeh.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Rosemary's hair is so purple.
As which of you've seen in person?
It's very purple. It is very purple. I got to see the envy shard of Rosemary in person, where she's like, hair and like pony, the buns and super nice, but man, intimidating to say the least. Tasha Steele's up on the top rope. Rosemary runs in, Tasha dodges, and a spear by Rosemary.
A gnarly spear.
Gnarly spear. And Rosemary tagging in Taya. Kiera Hogan tagged in by Tasha, and Taya just going to town. Spinebuster and just pounding away at Kiera. Oh, reverse over, and another spear. Spear-a-palooza.
The Spear Sisters.
Spear Sisters. Done.
Ooh.
Thunderbomb. Getting a 2 count and a breakup by Tasha. Wait, who is that? Oh, Deanna and Kimber. Oh. They just took Rosemary out. How is this not a DQ?
Because the ref hasn't seen it.
So
are we about to have an upset? 1, 2.
Wait, Deanna and Kimber just holding down Rosemary. Flatliner down. Flatliner.
And Kimberly almost fell.
What is the referee doing? Referee's just like, Kiera, you get in the corner. Meanwhile, do you not hear what's going on in the background? Kiera with the roll of the dice.
Wow.
3 count.
I'm going to go ahead and call that a big upset.
I'm going to call that confusing.
So are we getting Rosemary versus Deanna again?
I don't know what. Huh. I'm going to say it right now. That was dumb.
That was interesting.
The whole time that happens, twice the referee's just like looking at Kiera and Tasha. But you do you not hear the stage getting smacked? Do you not hear turn around?
That was a whole 30-second ordeal, and the ref was looking.
That was a
exact 180 direction.
That was a mood. That was just a mood. A little interaction right now with Eric Young and Cody Deaner. Cody Deaner is handcuffed to the table.
Cody Deaner is giving me James Storm meets Jay Briscoe vibes.
I could see that.
I'm not familiar with the Deaners. I know the name, but I haven't seen them before.
Wait, Joe Doring. Joe Doring is kind of like the ghost on his shoulder. So they're kind of just preaching to him right now. So Eric is kind of like It's kind of like a throwback to Sanity, just more in depth. Because like Sanity didn't have this.
I was gonna say Sanity with a storyline.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's exactly what it is. Dylan saying I think Tasha and Hogan would make great champs, but the way they went about it was stupid. Completely buried the rep. Yeah, absolutely. Like I would be okay with Tasha and Hogan being champs, but like
Absolutely.
that was a screwed the pooch moment there. That was just weird.
Very sloppy.
It was very sloppily done. Like at no point did the referee think to himself, "Turn around, just turn around."
Maybe it's one of those he heard something scary behind him, so he didn't want to turn around and see it.
You're the referee, though. Like you're in charge of the match, and you're busy staring at Tasha Steelz on the floor and telling Kiera Hogan, "Hey, get back to your corner. It's just don't worry about the spilt lung on the floor. Just get back to your corner." It's like what? I don't know. But meanwhile, we're on commercial right now on Twitch. We're getting Impact Plus's wildest moments. The fish market street fight between Team 3D and Shark Boy and Curry, man. Man, remember that?
I loved Curry Man. I hated Christopher Daniels, and I loved Curry Man. And then I found out that Curry Man was Christopher Daniels, and my world just shattered.
Just ruined everything.
Also, I'm getting a Cyberpunk commercial.
You're getting Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I'm getting like Twitch ads.
Got it. Well, I mean, we all know Curry Man is Ichiban, but
Ichiban.
Then again, it was never confirmed that Curry Man was Christopher Daniels, was it? Because Curry Man has hair.
That's what happened when I Googled it.
Huh.
Dylan said Curry Man is the GOAT.
Curry
Absolutely.
Man is the GOAT.
Favorite TNA wrestler of all time was Curry Man.
It's funny because I'm watching right now. Curry Man just hooked Bully Ray, brother Ray in this case, with a fishing rod, bringing him back into the ring. I forgot how dumb this was, but man, that was entertaining. But see, look, here's my thing. Curry Man has hair. So is he really
be a part of the
Daniels?
mask?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that's Curry Man. Or I don't think that's Christopher Daniels.
Huh.
I don't know.
2008. So that would have been after I saw Curry Man. So maybe someone took over Curry Man.
It is Christopher Daniels. I'm just playing kayfabe.
Come on, man. I wasn't watching TNA then.
I like to keep the immersion. It makes things entertaining.
You mean like TJ Manic?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's clearly Manic.
Yeah, I said that. TJ Manic.
No, it's Manic. It's just Manic. Clinton saying Christopher Daniels was the original ring general before Walter used it. Yeah, it's part of Bad Influence.
Ringing
Actually,
around.
even earlier when he was the Fallen Angel. See, Curry Man is just doing a dance right now. Would you ever see Christopher Daniels doing that dance? I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say yes either. Ooh, I'm going to go check out shopimpact.com.
Do it. In the meantime, as we're preparing right now as we're preparing down the line for Kenny Omega's big announcement for Impact, I'm assuming that's probably going to close the show.
This better be a damn good.
You teased it as a big announcement.
Yeah.
What do we? Oh, we're getting an advert for Rich Swann as the champion. I'm a little upset about this facet of the Impact and AEW partnership, though, because it's underselling Rich Swann as the champion, which isn't really fair to him. Ah, very nice. This is just a sole Rich Swann with the Hard to Kill promo. Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan dancing backstage about going to the finals. as they're hyping themselves up basically to get the titles. Oh no, they're still talking about the money. I thought this died at Final Resolution, but apparently not.
Dude, Tasha Steele's got some guns.
Yo, she's built. She is built. Hey, it's Johnny Swinger. Swinger with a 6-pack. What is he talking about? They just Cardi beat him with the thing.
Are they even old enough to drink?
I don't know, but they left the money. And Johnny Swinger just took the money.
There's no money in there.
No, there's money in there. Johnny Swinger is clearly counting money right now.
He said kayfabe something for daddy.
Yeah, money.
Oh, shit.
Hernandez's wad of cash is still on the loose. Good grief. All right, we got our next match. Match number 4 for Impact. Josh Alexander versus Brian Myers, right?
Yes.
The most professional wrestler in the world.
Yo, fun fact. On shopimpact.com, you can get all 7 essential DVDs of Bobby Roode, Rhino, Gail Kim, Eric Young, Samoa Joe, a.k.a. Joey Samoa, AJ Styles, and RVD. You can get all of them for the low price of $149.95.
That is pretty low. I mean, most people would call that a brown bag special.
Well, each one is 30. So 30 times 7, you're saving $60.
Huh.
That's a big deal.
Is it though? Is it really?
Yeah, if you actually want it.
Here we go. Myers versus Josh Alexander.
You can get the Impact tote bag special. You get a tote bag, a t-shirt, and a DVD for $25.
Are you shilling Impact merch?
Impact sponsor. No.
Good grief. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag could be sponsored. Hashtag Impact.
Hashtag we're going to get there.
Starting things off, Josh Alexander just wrestling Brian Myers into the corner. Josh Alexander's still wearing the North gear, though.
Well, yeah, they just broke up today. They're not going to have new gear yet.
Well, you never know. There was some time between when they interacted and this match. But we get to see a little bit of Josh Alexander in the singles scene for a little bit, which we didn't get a lot of when they were part of the North. Oh, wait. Ethan Page running out to the ring. Oh, Brian Myers just tossing Ethan Page into the ring post. That wasn't called for. Oh. Brian Myers getting grabbed out of here, but pulling the leg of Josh Alexander to chop him to the floor. Chris, what do you think about this match so far?
Don't know. I wouldn't mind Alexander just beating him up, to be honest. Or you could use the whole
for Myers.
Myers attacking Ethan Page and maybe have Alexander and Page getting back together. You attack my friend, so I'm going to kick your ass, and then we're going to be back together.
I don't know what to make of this. I mean, it looks like the tensions between the North, Ethan Page coming out to cheer his partner on, and Brian Myers just like straight up shoving him into the ring post. Brian Myers right now on the advantage, getting a 2 count, taking down Josh Alexander. It's weird. Like you said, I wonder if it's just going to result in Ethan Page attacking Brian Myers to cause a DQ. That would be the second DQ in the show so far.
Dude, I think it was either Raw or SmackDown 2 weeks ago had 4 disqualifications out of like the 6 matches that they had on the show.
I'm trying to repress it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Trying to repress it as much as I can. Josh Alexander trying to wrestle, but Brian Myers just shoving him into the corner. Josh coming in with a shoulder tackle and a boot dropping Brian Myers to the floor.
Dude, if I looked at my screen and you told me to guess how tall Alexander is, I'd say like 7 feet tall. But
it's the way he carries himself.
Yeah. But then you have him standing next to Myers, which I know Myers is not even 6'4". They're the same height.
I think it's the posture. Oh, whoa. Is that Karate Man? It's Karate Man. Huh. And there it goes. So that is the other that's the partner that
I don't know how to feel.
Page had. Wow. Huh. So what? Dylan, I don't know if you're still watching. What do you think of this, man? Because I know you and I are in the same group. Ethan Page's backup is the Karate Man. He's still. What is he staring at? As we lose Chris on camera. Chris.
Am I here?
You're here now.
Okay. Sorry. Someone was calling me.
Oh. Throw back to Cody Deaner and Eric Young segment. That was okay. So just to recap, all this is going on because this is kind of Dylan saying love the Karate Man. Yo, you would be too. If you saw Talking Shop of Mania, he went wild in that one. So those of you who are just tuning in to catch up, Ethan Page's backup partner is the Karate Man, trying to help Josh Alexander. In reality, got him disqualified. So that was a thing.
You want me to bring you a plate? Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, John, bring me a plate.
Sorry, a little bit of a backup quick conversation. Oh, is that okay? Cody Deaner is just
It's
baptized.
Jesus. There you go.
Baptized.
Baptism.
So he's now free, and now he's dry again.
And uncuffed.
And uncuffed. So he's not only figuratively free, he's literally free. So, okay, that's a thing. Huh. What are your thoughts on that one, Chris?
I'm glad you asked because I'm intrigued. That was interesting.
I'm flabbergasted, but curious.
Yeah, I'm into it.
It's
Can't wait to see some more.
We're not missing much, but we have a lot to talk about, don't we? What I'm curious about is, I mean, obviously we're continuing the downward mental spiral of Ethan Page into Karate Man. if you guys watch Talking Shop and Mania 2, he was a part. He basically interrupted in the main event between Carl Anderson, or I'm sorry, Chad Ferguson, and
Sex Ferguson.
Not Too Bad, and Sex Ferguson, if you will. I'm a little flabbergasted. Don't mind me. But that was a big thing. I'm not going to repeat the aftermath of that because I think you should watch Talking Shop and Mania 2. It's amazing.
You couldn't pay me to watch that.
It was the worst pay-per-view by far. I would encourage you just to watch it, just to see how bad it was. It was by far the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, but you say that, but I think you're kayfabing to talk about how amazing it was. Because my nephew did the same thing.
No, it's the worst thing in the world. Like, Dylan will tell you. Dylan watched the same thing that I did. It was... No, I take it back. It was the second worst thing I ever saw. The first one was the worst. Even Randy Orton said it on Twitter. He was like, don't throw your money at it.
Did you see they tweeted at Finn Balor, "Hey Finn, will you watch our show?" And he's like, "No."
Like, no. I'm so bad I watched it, though. So bad. But I digress. What do we have left on the show? We still have Kenny Omega's big announcement. And I think we've got... See, look, Dylan will tell you. The second worst pay-per-view ever. Like, have you seen it? Did you get the chance to watch it?
No, absolutely not. I saw one clip, and I don't remember anything about it, but yeah, that's it, because I don't remember.
You know what the worst thing would be? If they had a third one. Can you imagine how bad that would be?
You're kayfabing right now.
You're not a very fun person to keep immersed.
Get your kayfabe out of here. Honestly, though, Extreme Rules 2020 was probably the worst pay-per-view ever. Was it that bad?
The horror show at Extreme Rules, ending in the swamp match with the Fiend versus Braun. The swamp match with Bray Wyatt, who ultimately drowned the two of them, and then the Fiend comes out and the show ends. Remember the eye for an eye match between Seth and Ray? The ping pong ball in the eye? Since I'm not allowed to kayfabe, Chris.
Oh, no, you can kayfabe all you want. I just couldn't tell your sarcasm.
Needless to say, just to keep you guys in the loop while Melissa's kind of talking to the Twitch crowd on our end at least, just as a reminder for tomorrow's show, we do have the triple header between MLW Fusion, AEW Dynamite, and WWE NXT. So be sure to tune your clocks, check your calculators, rotate your sundials, and make sure to water your plants, because that's probably going to be one of our better shows to our best shows. I think we have a lot going on for that one, so you're going to want to keep a track of that one. We're going to have 3 people instead of just 2 or just 1. So, triple the chaos, triple the heads, triple the danger, triple the...
We don't know who's going to be on tomorrow's show.
That's dangerous. It's also triple the Mylanta, because you're going to get a lot of heartburn in the process. What is going on? I don't...
Get her off my screen. Thank you.
I love Melissa, but
yeah, she's fantastic, but this is
she's
bad.
Clearly stalling. I mean, to be fair, if you threw us in that spot, we probably would also be stalling, but...
Yeah, you'll watch my stream yesterday.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
Talk about kayfabing.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
we still have Chris Sabin versus Carl Anderson. Oh, wait. AC Romero and Tommy Dreamer. Tommy's wearing a double bun.
Yeah, he is.
Dylan's got some agreements with Extreme Rules 2020. Kurt and Billy March both agreeing. Yeah, the horror show Extreme Rules probably is the worst pay-per-view ever. Oh, wait. Cousin Jake and Rhino with Tommy Dreamer. I'm kind of consoling him after that breakup. Tommy just straight up asking Rhino if he's afraid of Joe Doring. Tommy basically just telling them, instead of just whining and crying about losing your partners, do something about it. Just do something about it. Joe Doring is running roughshod over the locker room, so do something. I agree.
It looks like we'll be getting Cousin Jake and Rhino teaming up.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, they're probably going to get Cousin Jake versus Cody Deaner down the line. Oh, Chris, this is your end. The Impact Holiday Specials.
Let's do it.
January 5th, we're getting Callahan versus Edwards.
That's 3 weeks from now.
And January 9th, we're getting Moose versus Willie Mack in an I Quit match.
At Genesis.
And January 16th, we're getting Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill. Sounds like we got a lot to cover down the line.
So what happened to them having pay-per-views once a month? Now it's every weekend?
Well, some of them are going to be at Impact Plus, so they're really just specials for them to pay-per-view.
Okay.
January 5th is just Impact Wrestling. Oh, there we go, the Machine Gun Carl Anderson. For match number 5, we've got Carl Anderson versus, you all right there, Chip?
Man, I'm shooting my gun.
Now this promise, I see he's got the Good Brothers with the machine guns on his end. You gotta wonder, where is Luke Gallows if he's lurking in the corners? Oh, you actually get the sound effects for the machine gun.
That was me.
I kind of like it, though. I mean, the Motor City Machine Guns' entrance guns sound a lot better than what they just did with Carl Anderson, but still.
Boo,
Also,
Chris Sabin. Just kidding.
I find it pretty funny we're getting the machine gun versus part of the
Motor City Machine Guns? We're getting one machine gun versus half a machine gun.
So we're just getting a machine.
Yes.
But it's also really.
What would happen if Brian Cage was teaming with them? The machine and the machine guns versus the machine gun.
Then we got a double machine gun.
Oof.
Kenny Omega in the bus right now. I love how they're saying he's paying attention to this main event match and he's really just fiddling with
He's sitting there on his watch. Oh, and a commercial. Wonderful.
And a commercial. Getting that advert for Impact Twitch. So, comment section, let us know in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win this match between Carl Anderson and Chris Sabin? The Machine Gun Carl Anderson versus half a Machine Gun Chris Sabin.
And will we have a Doc Gallows sighting?
That remains to be seen. Guns and Gallows back together again somewhere down the line. Or your money back. You don't get any money out of this. You didn't even pay yet. I said yet.
Yet because we going big.
Sometime down the line. Looks like we got Melissa Santos.
I'm on ads again for batteries.
So you're getting ads. I'm getting Melissa Santos. I think Kurt mentioned he's watching on YouTube. Dynasty's watching on Twitch with us. I don't think anybody's come forward and saying they're watching on Axis.
No one has access.
Actually, I have Axis. I just choose not to use it. I would love to know what Kenny's announcement is. I'm willing to bet Kenny's announcement is he's challenging Swan. I have a feeling
he's not going to have an announcement.
He's going to be like, I'm going to put it off till next week.
Fun fact on this. Oh, good.
I was going to say, Kurt saying, honestly, thought WWE 2020 is probably the worst pay-per-views, even maybe 2021 good. That remains to be seen, my man. That remains to be seen. What were you saying, Chris?
On this day in 2008, Jeff Hardy won his very first WWE championship at Armageddon.
Wow. It's been that long?
Yeah.
12 years? Goodness. Time flies. You know, I'm kind of curious. Why isn't Melissa Santos just doing ring announcement? I guess because of the kid, but still. Okay, so Carl Anderson versus Chris Sabin is the main event. And then Kenny's announcement's going to be next, from the sounds of it.
I am on full Carl Anderson vibes right now.
I can tell. You're just busy shooting the audience. My goodness.
Oh, she just gave a shout out to the AEW fans.
She is, but like, it feels so weirdly forced.
She's putting over AEW.
I mean, I get what she's doing, but like, it feels weirdly forced. Kurt's got a vote for Chris Sabin, voting for Chris Sabin for this match. So we got one for Carl Anderson, Mr. Machine Gun fan over there.
She just called out the trolls supporting wrestling.
Yeah, don't you love it? You would think she wouldn't do that, but
I bet you she doesn't get this again. She doesn't get another live cam.
Oh, kicking back off to Carl Anderson versus Chris Sabin. Already Chris Sabin in a waist lock with Carl Anderson. Transitions to the headlock. So I guess this is kind of a rebuilding of Carl Anderson back as a viable singles competitor, like what he used to be. So what's your take on this match, Chris?
I'm wondering if this is a build to get Machine Guns into the title picture if they're not already. But I think, like we saw earlier in the show, where the Motor City Machine Guns were with Rich Swann, kind of driving a wedge into the AEW and Impact partnership.
Fair.
Also, I don't believe this match ends clean.
I don't think so. I mean, if it does, it's probably going to end in Carl Anderson winning. If it doesn't, actually, you know what? If it doesn't end, I'm going to see Carl Anderson winning in the end. Ooh, Magistral Creator reversed out. Kenny is so focused on this match right now. He's just talking with Don Callis.
Anderson's going to get back in the bus and ask Kenny how the match went. He's going to be like, I don't know.
Oh, boy. What I don't understand is, like, we can clearly see he's not focusing on the match. Why would you pretend that he is?
I think that's just to build into Kenny's character. I feel like this Kenny's like he's on Adderall or hasn't taken his medicine in a week, and now he's just buzzing.
I don't know what to make of it. I mean, clearly Kenny's egotistical, just like the Cleaner used to be. But
hell yeah,
like don't try. Like, I can see he's not paying attention to the match. Why would you tell me that he is? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Ooh, nasty Irish whip into the turnbuckle by Carl Anderson. And you can see Carl Anderson's got a little bit of a mark on his chest from one of the knife edge chops. Is he grabbing him by the nose?
yes.
Delicious. That's got to be fun.
Nutritious breakfast of scrunched up nose.
Tasty? Question mark.
None
Chris-
for me, thank you.
Shot.
Also, shout out to you and Niall for keeping up with me and having a food conversation with me yesterday on a wrestling show. That was entertaining.
That was a fun time, wasn't it?
It was.
Pineapple and pizza, Chris. What the hell?
Pineapple only on pizza. I told my friend was ordering pizza once, and we were gonna split it half and half, and he asked me what I wanted. I was like, cheese and pineapple. He's like, no,
So,
I'm not getting that on my pizza.
because what sane person puts pineapple on pizza?
I was like, fine, put mushrooms and pineapple, and I think he did it for me.
At that point, it's just like a pity pizza. Like, here, take your pizza and go sit in the corner.
Is
Pineapple.
cheese? Do vegetarians eat cheese? Right, they do, right? Vegans don't.
Vegans don't. I think vegetarians.
Vegetarians only don't eat meat. So that's
And
my
dairy.
vegetarian pizza: mushrooms and pineapples.
Man. Chris Sabin going on a. Oh man, nasty shot. Carl Anderson pulling Sabin's leg and dropping him face first into the apron. Now, did you know that is the hardest part of the ring? Trademark hashtag.
I've heard. I have
The
heard.
worst.
And we're
worst.
getting background music, so that means we're getting another commercial.
Well, that's probably because of Axis. That's probably to cover Axis getting commercials in.
Come on, Axis.
Well, you gotta get the advertisement in.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Melissa. We're probably
This is her
gonna
last
see her
segment
one
with us.
time after this.
She said this is her last segment.
Oh. Okay then. Which means after this match, either Kenny's coming out or we're just wait, it's 9:47.
We're going to Kenny.
Huh.
Kenny's not coming to us.
Kenny, which means it's probably gonna be a quick 5-second segment. Maybe it's just gonna be like he's gonna be wrestling on Impact, but he's not gonna say who his opponent is. Now, I want to say this has to lead down the line to Carl Anderson coming to AEW or the Good Brothers, right?
I would assume so.
Dylan saying, I'm team pineapple on pizza, but you need ham on it as well. Dylan, you were doing so well.
I'm okay with ham. I would prefer no ham. I like hamburger.
I mean, I get what he's going for. He's going for the Hawaiian slice, but Dylan, pineapple on pizza? Man, I thought you were my friend.
Thanks for helping me out, Dylan.
I mean, I thought we had a special agreement with Manic and TJP, but man, Dylan heel turning me right now.
Dude, she just mentioned WWE. Get this woman off of TV.
She's not on TV. She's on Twitch. There's a difference. Nah.
Oh, she's not on Access, is she?
Well, she's just. I mean, it's not like WWE and Impact are feuding. She's just responding to. I mean, she probably shouldn't be mentioning it, but it is what it is. Good grief, though. A douche T-shirt.
Okay, you heard that too. Okay.
Yeah, I am hearing that too.
This literally makes me not even want to watch Impact.
I'm so confused. I think what she's trying to do is like she's reading comments, but like she's picking comments that are just setting her up for weird to like downright disastrous responses. Oh, back to the show.
Oh no, she said until next week. I won't be here next week, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I am calling out for next Tuesday night. I apologize.
I guess it's just gonna be me then. Ooh, Carl Anderson with a nasty forearm. Kurt, what is your opinion on pineapple on pizza, bud? I'm curious.
Kurt, explain your laughing emoji.
Because clearly Kurt and Billy for that matter, are both clearly on my side that pineapple should not go on pizza. Dylan saying, honestly, I skipped out on watching Impact Live for a couple of weeks and watched it on your app just to avoid the Melissa segments.
Well, this is our third Impact, right? That we watched.
This is our second. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because they didn't have any Melissa segments last week.
Yeah, last week was just straight up Impact Plus moments.
Yeah.
Clinton
Which was
saying
awesome.
pepperoni only, man. I'm not a fan of the others. You know what? I'm okay with that. Pepperoni is a close favorite for me. First close favorite.
I'll eat pepperoni. I'm just not a fan. I'm not going to pick it, but I will eat it.
See, for me, the number one slice is always the plain cheese slice. Like, if you can't make a decent cheese slice, then any toppings you put on your pizza are not going to be good. Because at that point, it's like they're putting lipstick on a pig.
Well, then how do you feel about margarita pizza?
Well, that's fine. Like I said, that's still a cheese slice. You know what I mean? But like a plain cheese slice, for me, that's the gold medal slice right there. Pepperoni is like the silver medal. Like, it's very razor close, though. I will, if I had to choose between the two, I would eat a plain pizza. But if that's not available for some odd reason, I'll go with a pepperoni slice.
And that's how you can tell we are from completely different areas of the nation, because I don't know what a plain slice is. It's cheese pizza.
I guess.
Just say cheese pizza.
Well, I tried saying cheese pizza last time, and you confused it with a margarita.
No, what'd you say? No, you said a plain slice, and I said, is that margarita?
I said a cheese slice equals gold medal slice, and then you were like, margarita.
Pull up the records from last night.
Go watch last night's show.
Where's
Carl
our
Anderson
subscriber at?
Expensive. Carl Anderson right now with a shoulder lock. Cole and Chris
Kurt
Sabin.
said good pizza. Billy said yummy pizza. You cannot argue that pizza is the best.
Oh, we're not arguing pizza is the best. We're arguing pineapple should not go on pizza.
We're not talking about that anymore. Talking about cheese and margarita.
Boy.
Dude, it has to have basil on it.
What's up?
It has to have basil on it.
If you're doing margarita slice, then yes.
Yes.
Oh, Chris Sabin fighting back against Carl Anderson. Headlock by Carl Anderson. And a double shoulder tackle, taking both of them out. Looks like they collided heads.
I'm glad you're here because you're continuing on with the show, and I was ready to continue our pizza conversation. But this is a wrestling show. Let's watch some wrestling.
There you go. You got to do both.
That's right. So when was the last time Doc Gallows was on TV?
It was a couple of weeks ago before Final Resolution, in which case Ethan Page took out Luke Gallows to take him out of the picture, which led to the singles match between Ethan Page and Carl Anderson. The timetable said 4 to 5 weeks. I feel like we're nearing that period. Chris Sabin with a top rope crossbody, getting a 2 count. But yeah, that's why Doc Gallows or Luke Gallows or what have you is currently not available.
Is it Doc or Luke?
I think it's Doc Gallows right now. Luke Gallows was a WWE thing.
Yeah.
Oops, Sabin setting up for the cradle shock. Now, is Carl Anderson using gun stun as a finisher now?
I haven't seen.
Very nice.
I would assume.
By Chris Sabin. What's up?
Gun stun is such a good move.
It really is. And a nice tornado DDT, dropping Carl Anderson. Getting a 2 count. Gun stun is an awesome move for Carl Anderson. Like, the way he pulls it off just looks so impactful.
Well, how do you feel about Tomatonga using it?
Oh, I love Thomas Honga using the gun stun.
I like Tomatongas.
Like, for me, him using the gun stun is such a nice callback to like the origins of Bullet Club. But on top of that, he makes the gun stun look like it'll snap your neck.
Yeah.
Chris Sabin getting ready to set up for cradle shock yet again. And elbows to the head. Countering out and Sabin with a forearm. Okay, this is actually a hard-hitting match, I will say. So here's what I'm noticing. 5 minutes before the end of the show,
True.
where's the announcement? I don't think the announcement's happening. Or it has already happened and we missed it.
Maybe if they didn't give us 16 Melissa Santos commercials. But again, that's not Impact. That's Access.
I think it may have been announced like maybe on Impact Plus or something like that, and we just missed it. Ooh, both of them going down. Double clothesline. Carl Anderson holding the back. They both are holding the back of their heads.
Here comes Kenny.
Where? I don't see Kenny.
It was a prediction that
Oh.
didn't happen.
I'm like, are you ahead of me? Oh, I'm only noticing on the back of his tights, Carl Anderson has the machine gun on it. I mean, you got the bullets in the front, but I wasn't trying to stare at the front.
The machine gun.
Nice enziguri by Chris Sabin. Stunning Carl Anderson to the corner.
The gun was stunned.
The gun was stunned. Sabin starting to mount a comeback against Carl Anderson and a nice double A spine buster. Getting a 2 count though. See, if it weren't for Triple H, I would say Carl Anderson has the better double A spine buster between the two of them.
I like Batista's.
Batista's spine buster.
Yeah, never mind. That's not the double A.
Nah, that's just straight up screw your spine buster. Is he setting up for gun stun? He is setting up for gun stun. And a 2 count backslide. So Carl Anderson is using gun stun. And
What has
holding
he
the
been
tights.
using?
Holding the tights. Carl Anderson stole it. So Carl Anderson defeating Chris Sabin with 3 minutes left, and Kenny Omega just having a gungasm. That would be the proper term for what I just witnessed, right? Oh, wait. Rich Swann coming out in front of Carl Anderson. Wait, what? What? Wait. Kenny Omega leaving the bus. What's he going to do?
Kenny just told Callis to watch the master.
Oh, Anderson just decking Rich Swann. Machine guns. Oh, there's Gallows.
Hey!
Gallows just wrecks the machine guns. And Rich Swann just super kicks Gallows. And there's Kenny.
Oh my god!
Kenny just decked
What
Rich
a
Swann.
hit!
Okay. Oh. Bullet Club shout out.
There you go. There's the announcement.
And there's the announcement. So Kenny and the Good Brothers versus Rich
For
Swann and the
life.
Motor City Machine Guns at Hard to Kill.
It sounds sweet, he says. For life.
Wow.
Night. Bang.
What a way to end it. So that's the big
Fantastic
announcement.
ending.
That was the big announcement.
That was good. And
That
look,
was
they're
something.
done on time.
Wow. I'm speechless.
I got chills.
So Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, the reformation of the old Bullet Club, or the old new Bullet Club, I guess. Finn Balor's not a part of it, but old new Bullet Club versus Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns. That takes us to the end of the show. Not bad. Not bad at all. What do you think?
I love it. I have chills right now because that was so cool.
Oof. Well, you may want to work out those chills because we got to end the show, buddy.
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's show, guys. Like I said before, if you want to keep track on everything going on with Respect the Ring, make sure to follow all of our platforms, our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Twitch. Make sure to like and follow our Facebook page, subscribe, and click that bell on the YouTube page, as well as follow and double check on our Twitch page. We have our schedule up for Twitch as well, so you'll know when we're on at all times. Dylan saying great ending.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, that was something.
That ending made up for all of the commercials.
The Melissa Santos commercials.
I'm gonna stop giving Melissa Santos digs because that wasn't her fault, even though she was making some bad calls.
Yeah, no, they kind of just set her up for that one. I feel bad.
She made some interesting calls though that she shouldn't have, but we'll see how that turns out.
It is what it is. But nevertheless, thank you for joining us on tonight's broadcast on Respect the Ring. Let's tune in for tomorrow. We are going to be doing our triple header special with MLW Fusion and AEW Dynamite, as well as WWE NXT. That's going to start 7 p.m. EST. Look out for a post coming up on that one and set your reminders. I would recommend telling everyone that you know, but if you don't, then tell them anyways, because I'm sure they're going to want to watch. Otherwise, you just listen to Josh Matthews on commentary all the time, and nobody wants to do that. Why would you put yourself through that? What is wrong with you? But I digress.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be. I quit. Stay safe, everyone. Take care. Wear a mask if you're going outside. Wash your ass after you're done using the toilet. And have a great one.
Sir.
Just saying. Have a good night, guys.
And goodbye.